All right, today we're going to talk about a tool that does one thing, and it does it exceptionally well. It's all about bridging that gap, between that brilliant idea you have in your head and something people can actually see. We are talking about Balsamiq, which I like to call the digital napkin sketch.
So let me ask you this. How do you explain a great app idea? I mean, we've all been there, right? You get that flash of inspiration, maybe for an app, a website, whatever it is. But then comes the hard part. How do you get that concept out of your head and into someone else's? How do you make them see it, really see it, way before you even think about writing a single line of code?
Well, more often than not, it starts right here, on a napkin. It's the classic starting point, isn't it? Just a quick, messy sketch. And that's the beauty of it. It's not about getting the design perfect or picking fancy fonts. Nope. It's about one thing, capturing the raw structure, the absolute core of the idea, as fast as you possibly can.
And that is exactly where Balsamiq comes into play. Seriously, just think of it as the digital version of that very same napkin sketch. It's a tool for what we call rapid, low-fidelity wireframing. And the key word there is low fidelity. It intentionally creates these simple, hand-drawn looking mock-ups. Why? Because the goal is to get everyone focused on the layout and how it works, not getting distracted by pretty colors and visual polish.
The entire philosophy behind Balsamiq, which has been around since 2008, by the way, really comes down to this one simple goal. They wanted to create a tool that replicates the ease of sketching on paper. That's it. All the speed and freedom of a pen, but with the awesome advantages of being digital. Like, being able to easily edit and share it with your team.
The folks who made Balsamiq actually have a cool name for this philosophy, Zenware. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's all about minimizing the complexity of the software so you can just stay in that creative flow state. The focus is 100% on the idea. It's about speed, getting your thoughts down fast. It's about function over form, worrying about the layout, not the fonts. And most importantly, it's about getting everyone on your team on the same page early, long before you start having those endless debates about which shade of blue to use for the button.
Okay, so that's the philosophy. But how does it actually work? How do they pull this off? Well, you're about to see just how straightforward it is. Let's take a quick tour.
Getting started is, and this is the whole point, ridiculously simple. Seriously. Step 1, you just pick whichever version works best for you. They've got cloud, desktop, even plugins. Step 2, you create a new project. And boom, step 3, you are in. You're just dragging and dropping all these pre-built UI elements, things like buttons, menus, search bars, whatever you need, right onto your canvas. There's no need to sit through hours of tutorials. You just start.
And it's super flexible too, no matter how you work. If you're on a team, the cloud version is awesome for collaborating in real time. But if you're flying solo or just like to work offline, you can grab the desktop version for a one-time fee. Plus, it plays nice with the tools you're probably already using, like Google Drive or Jira, so it just slots right into your existing workflow.
All right, so we get it. It's easy to use. But who is this for? I mean, who's actually using it and why? Let's dive into how this super simple tool becomes an absolutely critical part of the process for a whole bunch of different people.
Well, it turns out its appeal is incredibly broad. And that's because it solves a problem that everyone has: communication. You can see here, UX designers are the biggest group using it for quick layout ideas. But look at this. Product managers are right behind them, using it to show their vision to the team and stakeholders. And even developers use it to get a clear picture of what they're supposed to build. It's even a huge hit with students and educators, because what better way to teach design thinking than with a tool this simple?
So what does that look like in the real world? Well, it translates into some really specific, really important jobs. You might use it to quickly whip up a concept for a client meeting. Or you could use it to create that one visual source of truth that finally gets your whole team aligned. You can even map out an entire user journey, figuring out how someone will click from one screen to the next. At its core, it's a tool for thinking clearly and getting everyone in sync.
Now this brings us to a really important point, the core trade-off. And it's something you have to understand about Balsamiq. Its greatest strengths, things like its incredible speed and its laser-like focus, they actually come directly from its limitations. Look, this is not the tool you're going to use for complex animations or for creating that final pixel-perfect visual design. It's just not. But that's the whole idea. It is the tool for figuring out the structure and the flow, and for that one specific job, it is absolutely unbeatable.
So this all leads to a really fascinating question, right? We live in a world that is jam-packed with these incredibly powerful, super complex design tools. So why on earth does something so simple, so basic, continue to be so popular and so relevant?
Think about this for a second. Balsamiq was founded way back in 2008. I mean, in the tech world, that's practically the Jurassic period. And yet, here it is. While all these other tools have been in an arms race, adding more and more features, getting more and more complicated, Balsamiq has just stayed true. It just remained completely committed to its original, simple purpose. And that's given it this incredible staying power.
And here's the secret to why it's endured. It's because Balsamiq is all about focusing on ideas, not on pixels. It's that simple. It forces you and your team to have the right conversations at the right time. You're talking about how should this thing work instead of getting bogged down in what color should the button be. It's built on the understanding that the foundation of any great product isn't the shiny polish, it's the solid, well-thought-out structure underneath.
So, I want to leave you with this one final thought to chew on. In a world that is just obsessed with more features, more power, more complexity, what if simplicity is the ultimate feature? Maybe the best tool you can have is one that just gets out of your way and lets you think. Maybe simplicity isn't a limitation at all. Maybe it's the ultimate expression of focus.